David, thanks. Many residents tonight in Menasha attending a town hall to get their questions answered after last week's tornado. In a First Alert update, Sam Goodman shares some of the concerns moving forward.
Or will the equipment be able to come up the driveway slightly and get it?
For Fox Valley residents still dealing with the damage left behind by the tornado, the biggest questions now are about what happens next. At a community town hall, leaders from Menasha, Neenah, and Fox Crossing heard concerns about cleanup, repairs, and the road ahead.
The main part of that process I want folks to know is there's thought and there's intention behind it.
Hammond says restoration is not a one-size-fits-all process. Crews are balancing several jobs, including removing debris, restoring utilities, and getting help to the hardest hit areas.
So we're trying to be very meticulous and strategic in the way in which we do it, so I would just ask for patience.
That work will take time. Officials say crews are still working through the first phase of debris, with removal expected to take several weeks. Even with the work ahead, neighbors stepping up to help has been inspiring.
The volunteers and the donations has been incredible. I've never seen anything like this.
Sturgill says the support has helped lift the spirits of people who lost so much, showing them they are not alone as they rebuild their lives.
Just that, we're not done. We're going to come back strong.
Ahead of a long road back, leaders say the cooperation between communities and the support from neighbors will be the key to moving forward. In Menasha, Sam Goodman, Action 2 News.